True love is not a strong, fiery, impetuous passion. It is, on the contrary, an element calm and deep. It looks beyond mere externals and is attracted by qualities alone. It is wise and discriminating, and its devotion is real and abiding. As you can see on our cameras, he is a disabled man. We met him on one of the streets in this city and wished we could pay him a visit and know more about him. And today, we made a journey to his home, and he is willing to share with us his life story.
Ntago nabuvukanye ni impanuka nagize.
Call me John. I was not born with this disability. I was one of the handsome boys in the area, but when I had 20 years, I had a terrible accident that nearly took away my breath. It was back in 1995 when I was trying to build a house. I had climbed to the top, busy building, and then slipped and fell down from a distance of 30 meters above the ground. I woke up finding myself at the hospital, people singing that I've made it. All I remember was falling. I found myself with doctors saying that results have shown that my back was so damaged, mainly the backbone, which wasn't functioning, and many of my bones had been broken. When treating me, doctors said that due to the accident I had, my body will not function as before. They advised me to accept what had happened, because it was how I was going to look like for the rest of my life. All they told me was to have self-acceptance and move on, that no matter what happens, life continues. And from there, my hands folded themselves, and I can't straighten these fingers. They are always like this, which is much different than how they were before the accident.
By when
the accident happened, I had not known this beautiful wife of mine here. I was still a young man who wanted to first build himself a house. Then other project like having a wife had to follow after. I never knew something bad was waiting for me, but thank God I survived. Not everyone who had the same case as mine survives. After being told that I will remain this way by doctors, it disturbed me mentally that I almost ran wild. From there, I decided not to go back home, but also said I would do whatever it takes and remain in this city. I never had friends in this city, and my first day, I slept under a bridge. My life then was so difficult that I could not even move. I had not developed a way of moving from one place to another. There had to be someone to lift me. I had a friend who lifted me every time I needed to go somewhere, even to the washroom, and doctors stopped him from lifting me again. I wondered why doctors would do such to me, and they replied that how about if that person feels sick? Will you not be able to go to the washroom? And of course, it made sense. He told me that whether you crawl, whatever means you use, make sure you move. And it was a difficult challenge. I spent 3 months learning each and every trick that will help me to move from one place to another, hence failing most of the times. I tried kneeling but also failed, and later I made it, and now I move. One day, when I was sunbathing, a pastor came from nowhere and asked one question: "Do you know God?" And I replied no. He said, "Well, do you mind if I show you where God is?" And he drove me to the church. Reaching there, he told the congregation that this man lost hope. Let's do whatever possible and restore his hopes. During those days, we lived together with that pastor, and he treated me like his own son. But later, his side business collapsed, and he went away, and I remained alone. One of the Christians of that church gave me some little money, and I had to rent a house, then live there a few days. Another person came to me saying that he is new in this town and has no place to live. I welcomed him, and he was the brother to my wife. We lived together and he could always help me doing laundry and other activities, like cooking and so on. Call me Goreth. There was a brother of mine who lived in this city. I had come to visit him and found him living with John, and John proposed me, but I rejected his proposal. I said no. I could not picture myself living with such a disabled man. I could see that as an impossible mission. He wasn't my type by then. I went back to the village. After some days, he came to visit us back in the village and again proposed, but I told him he should try next time. I thought maybe he would give up, but he seriously came back, and I would not resist anymore, but said a big yes. And from there, I had to bid farewells to my dad and the family. Then we got married.
ubwo nkimara kumuzana namuzanye nanjye nzi ko ntazamutunga bazamuntwara.
When I brought this wife here, I was afraid by her beauty, which was too much, that maybe other men would take her from me. We produced our firstborn, and we were unlucky he died after being born. But later we were blessed with our beautiful daughter. But I was still afraid that they may take away my wife. Later I had other 2 children. After having 3 children, 2 girls and 1 boy, I was sure in my heart that no one would now take my wife away. Then I prepared the wedding. I told this to both family members, and they all blessed our idea. We had a beautiful wedding, by the way, both civil marriage and church wedding. These pictures can show you how our wedding was. God is the one who did this. I had many guys outside there who dated me, and they were even more attractive and good looking without a disability than this one. But my heart felt like I should be with this one, and I fell in love with him, then decided to live with him forever. So far, we have lived together for the past 15 years. But though we have spent all those years together, there are always people saying that we don't match. They always come to me saying that I deserve a better man, and so much other negative comments from people. But all those would never stop me from loving my one and only husband. I do everything for him here at home. I help him in whatever he cannot manage, even washing himself. Every time he needs shower, I have to come and help him getting clean. You can see that he always looks smart, fresh and clean. The husband says that due to the disability he has, he got so much challenges that hindered him to make movements whenever he wanted. But one day, he got a solution.
ntabifite ubona ngenda n'imyenda gusa mbere y'imyenda nta mwenda wamara kabiri.
My clothes were all decreasing because of the way I moved. My body would also get damaged so badly that I could always go to the hospital, and whenever it rained, clothes would become wet, and it was so hard for me to make any move. So I had an idea. I went and got a tire, took it to the garage, and they made me this thing. Then I added some clothes so as to feel comfortable whenever I'm making different movements, and it has become a short-term solution to my problem. Due to poor life, no money, no job, life is very difficult. I wish I would have a small business to run so as to sustain the family. So in brief, I need small capital to invest so that I can earn a living. I want my children to have education and a better future. Though I never went to school, but I want my children to have a better education. But besides that, I need a wheelchair which can support movement. True love is eternal, infinite, and always like itself. It's equal and pure, without violent demonstration. It's seen with white hairs and is always young in the heart. Thank you for watching. I'm Elijah. This is Afromax English. remember to subscribe.